Welcome to the Southern Trading Channel on Thursday the 4th of June. Today we'll be going through the dual chart to check and see right now if the bullish price action that has been formed and complete, is it going to be strong enough for us to enter a long position at the next retracement or not. Okay, but before we guys start, please subscribe, like, comment and share if you like this video to support me in my trading journal. Okay, so we'll be looking at the 4 hours chart first, because the 4 hours chart is always the main chart that I've been using to enter a trade, right? I don't know if you guys are using this time frame to be entering a trade for you guys, but my main time frame to be entering a trade is on the 4 hours chart, right? But when I look down to the lower time frame, I'm only using the lower time frame as a reference to see the best possible spot to enter a trade, but I do not enter a trade on the lower time frame, because the lower time frame sometimes it is only a distraction for us to enter a trade at the worst possible spot, right? So we do not enter a trade on the lower time frame, because the lower time frame may only be a distraction for us to enter at the worst possible spot, right? Because the lower time frame has a lot of noise, which means if you're not experienced enough in the chart, if you're not experienced enough in reading and analyzing the chart, the price action, the price movement, you are going to be trapped with your long position above and your short position below, right? So right now we'll be looking at a 4 hours chart right now, but first we'll be going up to the daily time frame first to check and see if right now is this bullish price action going to be complete on a daily chart, right? Because right now a bullish price action has been formed yet or not? Nope, it is not formed yet, because a bullish price action will be formed only when the green candle is closed, right? So which means this green candle isn't closed yet, which means a bullish price action has not been formed, which also means that this candle also has a chance of pulling back down, right? Pulling back. This green candle has a chance of pulling back and not breaking resistance, right? So if it is not breaking resistance, which means a bullish price action is not going to be formed. So since it is not closed yet, we are not going to be concluding that a bullish price action has been formed on the daily time frame yet. Okay, wait a moment. But the problem is right now, if a bullish price action is going to be formed on the daily time frame, right? If it is going to be formed on the daily time frame by closing above resistance, which means it is also going to be formed and complete by one candle. And if it is formed and complete by one candle, the next candle retracement is where we're going to be buying. But we also have to look at the price action to check and see if it is really suitable to be entering a trade or not, right? So now we'll be going back to the 4 hour time frame, because the 4 hour time frame is where it is telling us that the chart is moving above or below or not, right? Wait a moment. Okay, on a 4 hours time frame right now, a bullish price action has been formed over here, right? Formed and complete, right? A PA, buy side PA, right? So a bullish price action here has been complete. Oh my god, what am I doing? So a bullish price action here has been complete, right? It formed a PA buy first and then went up to complete by breaking resistance. And then after breaking resistance, it starts moving in a sideways up direction, which means it is slowly climbing up, right? This wick keeps getting higher and higher, because higher wick means moving in a bullish trend. And after the third wick over here, it then pull back and then break above. And this break above right now has already attacked the daily resistance, which is also the 4 hours resistance over here, right? which means it has triggered sell limits from this resistance over here and went up all the way to trigger sell limits at the psychological resistance at about 4,500 before breaking high while not attacking this resistance over here, right? So this is a 4 hours resistance which we also need to draw over here. Okay, so this is a 4 hour resistance, which means if the price push up all the way up while not attacking the next resistance, it has a chance of forming a bearish price action over here, right? Which means it is also forming a lower high and a lower low, right? So it has a chance of forming a bearish price action over here, push down, break support, and then start manipulating before dumping down, right? So the best thing to do right now is to see if this green candle over here is able to close above 4,500 or not. If it's able to close above 4,500, we will be looking to buy at the next candle retest, at the next candle bottom wick formation, correct? But if it is not going to do it, if it is not going to break resistance and then break above further, if instead it is going to form a bearish price action, we will then what? We will then wait for a spot to after the chart has formed a bearish price action, we have to wait for a chance to close our long position at break even or with the least loss possible, right? And then after closing, we will be looking at the best spot next to be selling, right? Because if a bearish price action is forming over here by pushing down and breaking support, we need to be able to find the next spot to sell, because if a bearish price action is forming, the next thing it is going to do is it is going to start by breaking below, or it is going to start by moving in a sideways down fashion, right? Tumbling down, slowly tumbling down before accumulating, right? Before breaking down, it will start tumbling down slowly by accumulating buy side volume, and after it has accumulated enough buy side volume, it will start dumping, right? Which means it is going to create a lower low, okay? Because a lower high has been formed, which means after a lower high has been formed, it is going to create a lower low next, correct? But it is going to form a lower low by moving in a sideways down direction, or it is going to directly dump. If it is going to directly dump, it is taking out buy side position, buy side volume, we will look to buy at the next dump, right? Because the moment it dumps, at the least it is going to do is it needs to retrace back up to clear off volumes, which means if you bought at the dump, you're going to be able to profit when it start clearing up by pushing up above. Even though it is pushing up above to dump more, at the least you have got a spot to close your buy side position above, okay? So we do not buy at a sideways up or a sideways down. We do not buy at a sideways down, and we do not sell when the chart is moving in a sideways up, because buying and selling when the chart is slowly climbing or slowly tumbling, it is accumulating volume, and accumulating volume means it will break out soon. Which means if you bought before it break out, you're going to be trapped above. If you sell before it break out, you're going to be trapped below, and you're going to have your position force you to close with a big loss, or even force you to go into liquidation if you keep averaging down your position, right? So right now the price action is bullish, but is it really bullish? We do not know, right? So we're going to be depending on this candle to either close above 4,500 psychological resistance, because if it is not able to close above 4,500 psychological resistance and it pull back to close below, the next candle pushing up to form a top wick is where we're going to be selling. Because if it is pushing up to form a top wick and it is not able to push past previous candle wick, previous candle high, that will be the best possible spot to sell, because a bearish price action may be forming at this next candle over here, right? but we need to wait for this candle to close either above or below 4,500 psychological resistance first. Okay, so for today, that's all I'm gonna be here for you guys, and I hope you guys could trade and be profitable consistently, could trade with discipline, trade with reasoning and criteria. Do not trade with emotion, because emotion is going to destroy you. Okay, and I hope you guys get profit, not loss. Get discipline, be disciplined, right? Not impulse, not trade on impulse. And always remember that the best condition, or I would say the most important condition to be a professional trader isn't your skill, isn't your experience. It is your logic and mindset. If you do not have the basic trader's logic and mindset, you're never going to be successful in trading, because no matter how skillful you are, no matter how experienced you are, if you do not have the right mindset, you're going to be losing all the way. You're going to be keep losing and losing and losing. You may only win about 5 to 6 times and then you start losing. You may only win about 10 times before you start losing, right? Because without the right mindset, you are not going to be set up for life. Okay, so for today, that's all I'm going to be here for, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. So for today, see ya.